better. Hey, there we go. All right. Now let's give this a good old try. Let's see if we can actually do live now. This is my third attempt. How's everyone doing tonight? This is, let's see, can I get that in there a little bit better? The don't do that guy. Let's see if we... How's everyone doing tonight? I'm here to answer any questions I can about home inspections and seeing if we can't get some new subscribers. I don't know if you've all been watching my videos or not, but I try to make them interesting as I can. I also might do a live on what's it called? Facebook Live, because that always does pretty well. So let's go ahead and get that kicked up too to see what we got people saying. Because there are really questions over there. Lots of questions back and forwards. All right, let's get that set up so we can duel that down. All right, go live. How much did you pay for a house? Depends on what you're looking for. How about $1 million? All right, so now I'm dueling down live on YouTube and on Facebook. Should I get my other phone, do TikTok too? How's everyone doing tonight? Here to answer any questions I can about home inspections. Anybody on Facebook, you should jump over to YouTube. I'm live over there too, and give me a follow. How's everyone doing today? $100,000? Where are you even looking at for a house? Jenny, how you doing? I'm here to answer any questions I can about home inspections. I'm over here live on YouTube as well. If any of y'all don't follow me on YouTube, you should jump over there and check it out. I'm going to start doing long form content on YouTube. So I'm going to get those out here pretty soon. New Mexico, can you find houses for $100,000 in New Mexico? How's everyone doing today? I'm only going to be on here for a little bit, but I always jump on at like 5 in the morning. So I figured I'd jump on at night to see if anybody has any questions about home inspections. How's everyone doing today? Sorry, I'm not that exciting. I'm just here to talk about home inspections. How are we doing, Korea? Korea Rice Bucks. So I'm going to be getting questions from both sides here soon. So whenever I get a question from YouTube or Facebook, I'll speak them across so we know what questions we're answering. Does anybody, and if you're over on Facebook, this one's Facebook, this one's YouTube. Go ahead and follow me on YouTube and subscribe, or if you want to tap that little star down there in the bottom corner, right down there, that always helps out. Let's see. We got, hi, what type and size of ladder do you recommend? The education I'm working through says 17 telescope ladder, and I can't seem to find a 17 foot anywhere. You can find 16 foots pretty easily. So what I use is a 12 foot telescope ladder, a 22-foot telescope ladder, and then I have the 16-foot little giant that could be an 8-foot A-frame, or you can extend it out to 16 foot, and I can fit all those on the topper on my car, so I can get to wherever I need to go. Hey, thank you, Amanda. Amanda says she's learned a lot from the content, so I appreciate that. How's everyone over here on YouTube doing? Saw one of my recent shorts, gives you anxiety buying your first home. Don't get anxiety buying homes. There's a lot of great homes out there. Just don't skip the inspection. And anything can be fixed. Anything that you've seen in any of my videos are able to be fixed. So it just takes time and money. The question is whose time and whose money. So if you're buying a new house, you can always try to put it on the builders. If you're getting an existing home, try to put it on the sellers. Absolutely. My buddy he has a 17-foot telescope ladder and he says he loves it, but 18.5-foot telescope ladder. Yeah, maybe I'll try one of those ones that are a little bit longer. We got a lot more people watching over here on Facebook than we do YouTube. We got 5 on Facebook, or excuse me, 41 on Facebook, 5 on YouTube. Do I ever say minor issues can become major issues? Almost every major issue starts as a minor issue. Hi, do I do Cheyenne? Absolutely, all the time. I think I'm going up there next week to be honest. How much education is required to become a home inspector, cost and time? Go to nachi.org. All those questions will be answered there. And it depends on your state and what certifications they require out there. But generally, I think Nachi is like 50 or 60 bucks a month. And the education never stops. You get your initial certification to have you certified through Nachi. I think it took me about 4 or 5 months to get through. But then I had X amount of education I had to complete within that first year. So it took me another year to actually stamp that certification. And I was doing continuous education last week, and I'm over 5 years in. So it never stops. Thank you, Kristen. Kristen loves our videos, learning a lot. Awesome. I try to make them as educational as possible. And we don't have anyone else over here. But if y'all want to give me some likes over here on the YouTube, or if anyone's on Facebook, jump over here to the YouTube channel and give me a follow. I'm about 9,000 shy of hitting 100,000 subscribers, and then I'll get that big play button. And that's really what I'm shooting for over there. So we'll see if it happens. And it looks like Dan had a fire in his house, out for 18 months. Thanks. You watch my videos. I appreciate that. Awesome. But it looks like you're almost in your new home. Congratulations. Let's see. You're going for your master inspection certification. Are you talking about your CMI? Gladwell, is that what you're going for? Because that one you just have to have X amount of hours and whatnot to show that um, that you have everything it takes to become a home inspector, and then you pay a sum and you get it. But I don't know if you're talking about something different. Have I ever gotten injured on the job? Nothing major. I've never like fallen off a roof or off a ladder or anything. A few splinters here and there, some scrapes, some bruises. Knocked my head a few times on nails in the sheathing in the attic. Thank you, Alex. So Vicky's asking, is it better to visit a home build while it's being built or 6 months after so you can see if it's settling? If what we offer is during the build of the home is we do pre-drywall inspections. So that's generally after the plumbing and the electric goes in, and right before the drywall goes up. Then we can check all the different systems and components to make sure everything's installed properly. And then once everything is installed, the drywall's up, everything's finished. Right before you close on the house, you should do another inspection so we can check all the components. Because at this point, the water should be on, the electric should be on, and we can see if the proper installs are functioning properly at this point. And don't forget the 11-month warranty inspection, because the house does settle in the first year, and most builders offer a 1-year warranty. So if you get us in there 11 months, we can call out all the things we see and get over to the builders and hopefully get it fixed. So Nicole, how often do I collaborate with other inspectors like Gold Star Inspections and Texas Edge Inspections? I haven't actually done any collaborations with Gold Star. That's Trey. He's awesome. I met him out in Dallas, and I have talked to him online before, but we have never done a collaboration. But maybe I should hit him up about that. As for Texas Edge Inspects, I say about once a month. Me and him will do a collaboration. Also, Inspector Sean about once a month, and whatnot. Texas Edge, that's Matt, and me and him are actually working on a collab that I came up with. So he already sent me his half of it. I got to do my half, get it edited together, and hopefully, if we're lucky, it'll be out tomorrow. So definitely check that out if you haven't. Or if you, well, you haven't because it's been out yet, blah. What is the best good new build inspection? We covered that. So I'm getting questions coming in faster than I can answer them. You need 50 commercial inspections to get qualified. You'd probably have to work under a company for a little bit, maybe even pay someone to let you follow them around so you can get those under your belt. That would be the only way I could think to do it. Thank you, Vicky. What is the importance of the granular on asphalt shingles? It's a layer of protection, and I'm pretty sure it helps soften like hail hits and things like that. That's actually a pretty good question. What is the exact reason for all the little stones other than a moisture barrier? So far, no one's asking anything over here on YouTube. We're up to 7 people, though. I'm answering all the questions over here on Facebook. So if you don't follow me on Facebook, follow me there. On Facebook, if you don't follow me on YouTube, please do, because I'm trying to get more subscribers on the YouTube so I can hit the 10,000 followers. Team DeWall or Team Milwaukee? Who? That's I'd have to say probably DeWalt, because my colors are black and yellow. So I actually do have a couple different. So I'll have my glasses. All the sunglasses I wear, the black and yellow glasses you'll see in my video usually on my head, those are actually DeWalt. They're like $8. So I always buy those in bulk because I scrape them up and break them. And I have this little speaker by DeWalt. This thing is freaking awesome. And I literally, it popped up on my Amazon, and I bought it strictly because it's black and yellow. But it's also walkie-talkie. So if your friend has one, you can go 2 ways. Not walkie-talkie, but it answers phone calls, so you can go through the phone with it. No, I do not go up to Montana. That's a licensed state. I haven't really ran it. What is your take on solar heating our house? With the house was built in 77 and the panels were put on the 90s. We had an old panel taken off, electrical cut it out. Should it be a concern with the old system? So my house actually has that. And everything's been ripped out. There's no more panels or anything, but I still have like the storage tanks, and it was solar water heat. So it would all heat up the water in this giant tank down there. I hate it. I just want it out of my house, but it is what it is. Hey, I got a comment over here on YouTube finally. Thank you. My videos make you chuckle. That's awesome. Hey, we got 11 people watching over here. I'm answering questions over on YouTube, but I'll answer any questions you have here on Facebook or YouTube as well. I'm answering them on Facebook. Blah. Hey, thank you. I appreciate it. Another subscriber, one step closer to the 100,000 on YouTube to get that play button. Send me an email. All right, I'll check that out. Did you send it just now? We'll get to it eventually. How about that? This over here. All right. So what else we got? Next time we decide to buy another home, you'll be the first person to call on. Thank you. Give me a call. Happy to help. Vicky, where are you at, Vicky? What state are you in? You in Colorado? The speaker's awesome. Hey, thanks for the stars. I appreciate that, Gavin. Hey, for sure, Sharon. Absolutely. Sharon said, hey, man, I made it through Christmas. Thanks again for your kind words and encouragement and kindness. Absolutely. Did I say your name right? I probably didn't. I butchered it. Tankless water heaters. I've seen them both, the softeners and not. As far as I've seen, I really haven't. I've seen more issues with tank water heaters than tankless. I think maybe 2 or 3 times have I ever ran into problems with tankless water heaters at an inspection. What's up, Emily? My brother is heading to become an inspector in Vegas. Been sending him your videos. Awesome. Thank you. Oh, I finally caught up on these ones. Let's go back over here to YouTube and see what people are saying there. Thank you, Carla. Carla's been hoping my video would take off, so she's been praying for it. I appreciate that. As a home inspector, do you recommend or dread skylights due to the potential for leaks? How often do you see installation issues during inspections? So, when it comes to skylights, there's two different types. There's ones that are leaking and ones that are about to leak. That's it. They're always they almost always have issues at some point. It's just a lot of areas that need to be flashed with flashing and a lot of areas that potential for moisture intrusion. So yes, you do got to be careful with skylights. Thank you. Love the content. Appreciate it. Hello from Florida. My good friend Inspector Sean is out there. Let's see. Toronto. Awesome. Hell yeah. And Vicky, did you get over where you're from? Cheyenne, Wyoming. Oh yeah, sorry, we were talking about that. Yeah, if you are at that point where everything is roughed in, now would be the time you'd want to get an inspector out there. We can come up there and do a pre-drywall. Absolutely. So let me know if that's something you want to get done. If so, could you go to my website and I have my contact info on there. You can also email me at brent@fletchershomeinspections.com. That's Fletcher's with an S and inspections with an S. And we can get that set up. I might even have availability this week, if not early into next week. So hopefully they don't get the drywall put up before then. Dogs chewing on the house. Pay more attention to your dogs. Yeah, that's fun. No, they're huskies. They get a lot of attention, more than you would imagine. They actually have their own in-house inside the garage that I built for them, so they can go in and out while I'm working and whatnot. But no, they're great with the kids. They love them. The kids jump all over them. They're just so sweet. Fort Wayne, Indiana. Matt seems to have something to say over here. What's going on, Matt? You doing all right tonight? You think I'm a clown? That's fine. You said it like 4 times. Are you drunk? All right, over here on YouTube. Not sure this is part of what you know, but what about roofs with multiple layers? Now, some areas allow it. It's never really a good idea due to one, the weight that it puts on there. I also know that you're gonna have a lot more ventilation issues, different things like that. Usually, when you have a double roof, there's usually some sort of organic growth that I find in the attic because of just the way that it all sets. So even though it might be allowed, I definitely wouldn't recommend it. Watch you from Fair Play all the time. Your yard still looks level. My 2 husky diggles. I actually lived in Fair Play for about a year or 2. I'd always go down to Park Bar and whatnot. I was actually the general manager over at South Park Brewery for a little while. All right, let's go back over here. We got a lot of comments rolling in on Facebook I can't keep up with. Repeat the email. Brent at Fletcher'sHomeInspections.com. That's Fletcher's with an S and inspections with an S. If I have a pen and paper, I can write it down for you. Because I don't know how to I know how to do reply to things over here on YouTube, but not on Facebook. I don't know if this is going to help or make it worse. Brent at Fletcher'sHomeInspections.com. My handwriting's horrible. Let's just scrap that. That's not going to work. Go to Fletcher's Home Inspections on my website. My email's in there. Favorite type of beer? I actually don't drink beer anymore. I drank it forever. I loved it. Now, if I do drink beer, it's just going to probably be a Michelob. Or not a Michelob, but a Modelo. What is the most common issues that you've seen found during inspections? Example, foundation, roof, electrical. I'd probably say in Colorado, probably a lot of settling issues with driveways and whatnot, steps and all that. They just tend to give way due to our expansive soil and whatnot. A lot of downspout extensions that aren't put up properly and all that moisture going back onto the house. That would probably be that. And a lot of loose toilets. People never tighten down toilets after they do remodels. They moved to the brewery to Colorado Springs, huh? I didn't know that. Well, if you see Paul, tell him I said hi. Last time I saw him, I think it was at a No Effects show. All right, back over to we got Matt still in here. Matt's just kidding. Let's see what else we got. How do you deal with home alarm systems going off during inspections? Funny enough, I have never had that happen. I've done probably 1,500, 2,000 inspections. Never once have I had that happen. Usually everything's set up pretty well. If it did happen, I'd probably just call the listing agent, tell them what's up. Foam insulation, I have mixed feelings about it. I haven't really seen any issues with it so much, but I can see how it can trap moisture from the roof if it's like in the attic and whatnot, or from crawl spaces. So I can see how it could definitely be an issue there. Happy New Year's, Wendy. Hello from North Dakota. Sometimes you can't get a shout out without talking. Yeah, it's all good. I no hard feelings, Matt. I don't mind a little heckling. That's the whole reason why we're on here, right? It makes it fun. My fire department won't validate a double roof structure when the house is on fire, leaving it. All right. Well, different areas have different rules. So, it kind of depends on how you look at what city am I out of in Colorado. I live in Windsor. So a lot of my business is based out of here. I actually have a brick and mortar in Greeley for my shop, and then I have a office in Fort Collins for my social media. Man, LVP or hardwood floors. I mean, if it's some sort of scratch resistant, that's what you'd want to be looking for. Depending on what type of dogs you are. I went vinyl for my house, scratch proof vinyl, because they're huskies. Coming to Blackhawk, Heidi. That's a fun place to hang out. Too much, don't do that. Are you out? I'll see you later, Emily. Let's see. We got some over here. I do not do ice fishing. They're asking that over on YouTube. I have not. Have I ever inspected a house and wish I lived there? All the time. I see so many cool houses. It's a lot of fun. I have not inspected a 3D printed home yet. I have had a buddy out in Tennessee that has, and I was a little jealous of it. Thank you, Sarah. I appreciate that. Hey, Matt, no hard feelings at all. Like I said, I appreciate the heckling. It gave me something to do. I love chit chatting, man. I take no offense. So I'm going to check something right here. Do, 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 do. No trademark. I do have it trademarked. Well, it's not trademarked yet. I have everything into the trademark commission or whatever. I have an attorney, or I don't know what you want to call it, a lawyer, whatever they do. But we filed for it. We paid for it. We're waiting to get the information back to see if we can actually stamp it. They're running it to make sure nobody else has it, but everything seems to be thumbs up. And hopefully, here in the next little bit, we will have "Don't Do That" trademarked. And once I get it trademarked, I'll start making some shirts or some coffee mugs, all that good stuff. I do watch a lot of home inspector content. Do you know Inspector AJ, Inspector Preston, Inspector Sean, Inspector DV, Inspector Randall? All those are great. Inspector Joey, um, the Greek inspector. I'm actually doing some duo videos with all of them. I would have to see the requirements of the LVP. It might be. It really depends on how hard your dogs are on the floor. I got two huskies, and one of them, she's just so delicate when she walks. The other one like runs in place and shoots off. So it really just depends on what you're going with. Does the EPA charge you to do a radon inspection? No, no charge from the EPA. We do have to set up with the AARST, We are NRPP certified. We do got to pay them. We've got to pay the state in order to do radon testing, and we have to have a certified radon professional in house that has passed a certain amount of exams to do all that. So, heck yeah, I'm Inspector Gadget. You kidding me? Got so many gadgets laying around. If I had to go between foam and blown in, I would go blown in. Oh, you also got bat or rolled insulation. Probably blown in. That's what I've seen the best results from. Hey, Lori, thank you for that. Getting all caught up in here. Can you make me a song? Absolutely. That would be awesome. Well, what do you mean? Like, what do you do? Are you in a band or what's going on, Emily? I'm intrigued now. Holy cow, looks like you are in a band. So I just pulled you up. I didn't know any of this. I apologize. But heck yeah. Melissa Fletcher. That's awesome. All right, what else we got? How often do I burn the wood stove? I don't because I always run hot. My house is always hot, even in the winter. I used to back in the day. I don't think I've burned it in about 2 years. And it doesn't necessarily meet requirements. It should have a good 12 inches from the wall, and it doesn't. It's been here. I want to rip the whole thing out, and I want to finish this basement in a different way. But I would probably keep that stove. So if I ever get a workshop, I'd put that in the middle of the workshop and use it. Oh yeah. Hey Emily, if you want to make one, please do. That would be awesome. What up, Wendy? No, you do not. Vicky actually needs to be present when I evaluate the house. For pre-drywalls, I almost prefer clients not to be there just because couple reasons. One, if there's other contractors there, we never know what's going on. I've had 2x4s being thrown off roofs, land right next to me. There's a lot going on. Also, pre drywalls are a little different because you're looking at 20,000 2x4s, and it's easy to get lost in them. So unless you have your whole focus, it makes it a little difficult to make sure you're getting everything documented properly. And when you have a client there and they're asking you questions, it's easy to get sidetracked. I always recommend people show up for the walkthrough of the post drywall. That way we can answer any questions, go over some of the findings at that point and whatnot, and we can do it from there. But anything that we're going to say during the walkthrough will be in the report as well. Copper gutters? I don't know if I've ever seen copper gutters out here, to be honest with you. Let's see. Well, I appreciate everyone's actually asking a lot of questions. I maybe need to jump on at night more. I'm always on during the day. But once again, if none of you have followed me over on YouTube yet, jump over there, give me a follow because I'm almost to 100,000 followers on there, and then I'll get the play button, and I'm super stoked for that. What is the worst brick wall I've ever seen? I've seen them completely bowing out on me before. crumble. I remember one house I did, I swear every single corner of the house was like falling off. Like nothing was even holding anymore. I mean, it was brick veneer, it wasn't actually brick, but regardless. I have a ridge vent and soffit. What type of insulation do you recommend? As long as you have baffles in, you can do blow-in insulation. You can do really anything as long as you have baffles. So make sure if you're getting that done, ask if they're going to install those. Baffles are going to be either cardboard or some material that blocks from the trusses or the rafters to keep insulation from covering them. And make sure that they don't blow insulation into the baffles, which I catch a lot with new builds. And I have to call it out because it can definitely block ventilation and cause a lot of issues. Why don't people backflow with rock instead of? That's a good question. Um, yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's no. I guess it wouldn't settle any different. It might be more sturdy. Maybe it's more expensive. I bet that's what it comes down to. Tiny homes. I've done some inspections on tiny homes. If it's what you're into, ain't no big deal with that. Oh, I mean, I don't know why a builder would get upset at me coming out. I've worked with lots of builders. I have great relationships with them. I have no problem talking with them. Most builders say it's great having a second set of eyes on everything or a third set of eyes because, things can just get overlooked. Everyone's human. Everyone makes some mistakes here and there. So as long as you're a good quality builder, I mean, a lot of times what I catch it's pretty minor. Sometimes they are major. They may not have caught it just yet, but none of my reports, especially on the pre-drywall, it's only builder recommendations. I recommend that they upgrade something. I'm not telling them it's wrong. I'm not trying to be a code inspector by any means or anything like that. So, yeah, no big deal. Never had an issue with a builder having me on site. Have I ever done an inspection and recommended that the home be condemned or deemed as uninhabitable? Yes, and I did this. I twice actually. No, three times. One was for an insurance company, and they just needed to know the condition of the home and what was going on with it, so they already knew the condition of it. Another time was someone that was investing in a property, and they were just kind of looking for a detailed list of what was going on, so they can get a price point to see. And that was actually interesting. They bought the house for I think 250,000. They end up putting $100,000 into it. They're contractors themselves, so that's a lot of major stuff. If you're just paying for materials and you're doing the work yourself, so now they're up to 350. And once they got done, I think they sold the home for 420 or 430. So they made almost $100,000 worth of profit in like 6 months. So they were totally happy with it. Do I have any movement over here? Not so much on yep, nothing on the YouTube yet. But if you all have any questions on the YouTube, don't hesitate to ask. I'm just answering questions over here on Facebook. That's where it's a little bit more lively. And another time with an uninhabitable home, I got there, I opened the door, and I just saw what was going on inside, mold all over the walls. You tell pipes have been burst. Nothing. It would look like the house has been vacant since the 80s. And I just looked at the people and they said, "We're going to fix it up." I'm like, just so you know, everything in this house is going to go on my report probably as a red item. So I can give you an option. Either you fix it up and call me back out once you make some progress, or you just call on this home because it's not livable now. If you want to call it now, I'll refund you your money. So not do the inspection. Good night, Sarah. Thank you. I'll try to keep the inspections up for you. And I appreciate giving me the stars. Much appreciated. 6 foot high vinyl fence installed. If it was swaying in the wind, I mean, hopefully I'll have a little bit of give to it, but it would probably maybe the posts weren't set right. Have I ever done an inspection and found absolutely nothing wrong? Not a single time. The lowest I had, I think I had 5 items on one house, but that's by far the lowest. Can you recommend an inspection checklist for someone preparing to sell their home so they can make repairs ahead of the sale? So, yes, Stacy, we do pre-listing inspections for that very reason. So we'll go through the whole house. We'll get you everything in there, the good, the bad, the ugly. So once you know, you know. So you got to keep that in mind. And then once we get everything in the report, and then you can go down, you can fix it all, and then you can call us back out to do a re-inspection, and then we can check off all the items that have been corrected, and then you can present that to the seller or the buyer. I mean, you present it to the buyer saying, hey, we did our due diligence, and we also offer a buyback guarantee to show that we're not biased with the seller, and we'll buy the house back 90 days after closing, if any issues arise that were missed in the inspection. Do you find yourself going to the same house multiple times to do a re-inspection on the same things that were supposed to be fixed? A couple times, yeah. That's what I just talked about here. Yeah, we do re-inspections. It's not uncommon. A lot of times, what we get called out to do is we'll do an inspection, we'll find mold, and they'll have us come back out and do further testing of the mold itself. You got it, Stacy. If you are in Colorado and you need a pre-listing inspection, give us a call. My ex-husband once bought a used hot water tank, put it in the basement, and put it up on a wooden slat, and it was shorts. And exactly what you do, don't do that. I've, of course, left him not for that reason and bought a new. That's funny. Good one. Moldy food somewhere in the house? Yes, all the time. California? Oh, all right. Well, I'm sure there's companies. Go to nachi.org, nachi.org, and you can look for home inspectors out there. All right. What do we got? Stupidest thing I've seen in a garage? Oh, man. Oh, I took a video of it. I haven't posted because I don't think it'll do well. I literally seen a full size boat, like literally not even an inch on each side. I don't even know how this guy got it in there. It was the biggest boat I've ever seen inside this garage. Maybe I'll share it someday. There you go. LAROCCA is a good company in LA. Huh. There you go, Connor. What are my thoughts on a wood burning fireplace? So yeah, a lot of inspectors do not cover fireplaces. I'll look to see if there's anything damaged, but we're not going to throw logs in there and start a fire. Really, you really do need as a chimney company to come out, do a chimney sweep if it's dirty, and they're the ones that are going to have cameras that are going. It's just kind of like doing a sewer scope. Yeah, I do the indoor plumbing, but I'm not going to check the line from the house to the city tap. That's going to be a sewer scope company. A lot of inspectors do offer sewer scopes in house, but it is a separate service from a home inspection. Same with the fireplace. That's generally a separate inspection. You want to get camera down it and make sure that everything's good to go. So yeah, get a chimney company out there and they can tell you if it's a good, nice and safe fireplace. Do I ever do inspections on large apartment complexes? Absolutely. The largest one I've done was 15, 16 units in a building. And yeah, they had me do every single one. So why not? Atlanta, Georgia. You have I don't know if he's still around. I haven't seen him in a while, but who was that? What's his name? God, I forget it. Julian and his company was Get Her Done Home Inspections. But you also have the Greek Inspector George out there. If you're not following him, you should definitely follow the Greek Inspector on TikTok. If anybody wants to jump over to good old YouTube and follow me over there, I'd much appreciate it. And I appreciate everyone that's sending me stars. If anyone else wants to send me a few stars, that'd be awesome. I'm on here just trying to give as much information as I can for you all. I know homes are expensive and the whole process isn't necessarily cheap. So I'm trying to give you any help that I can. Yes, I do like birds. Good night, Sophia. But yeah, if anybody wants to send me a couple stars, I would much appreciate it. Does it make sense to get an inspection on my current home? Absolutely. We do maintenance inspections. Quite a few people hire us out. You know, I recommend every 2 years to have a maintenance inspection done. A lot of big problems start as small problems. So if you can catch them in the beginning as they're, just kind of growing, then you're good to go. What is a critical item for someone starting a home inspection company outside of ladders? I'd say ladder would probably be on my top three on most used items. Number one most used item is a good flashlight. I use the Claris 4400. That is 4400 lumens, is the brightest thing you've ever seen. You shine it into an attic and it will find defects for you. It is so bright. The downsides, if you're in a hot area in the hot summer days, it does heat up. I have burned holes in my car seats before with it. It does get that hot. So just be prepared for that. And I usually carry also the Claris E5, which is a little $20 flat flashlight. And that one will fit in your pocket like a pocket knife. And I use that for some smaller things. But when I really get into those dark crawl spaces and attics, comes out the big Claris. And that is just so freaking bright. The next one would be a great infrared camera. If you don't know how to use infrared cameras, I'd highly recommend it. It's in my side pocket. I use a flat camera style one so I can pull it out, use it, and put it back in. And God, I can just find so much stuff with that. Connor, if you want to get into home inspections, check out nachi.org. NACHI. Sounds like you're having some issues over there with your hoodie or your undies. Sorry. All right. Well, I'm about to hit an hour of doing live, so I'm probably going to get off of here. But I really appreciate everyone jumping on and asking all those questions. We'll see if Emily comes through with a song for me and all that good stuff. So, yeah. Until next time, y'all, if you want to, take this last couple minutes to drop me some stars, since I just gave about 45 minutes of free information, I would love to hear it. So, yeah, let me all know. And I'm about to jump off. Good night, everybody. How do I turn this off? All right. Good night, everybody over here.